Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain. We got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in the question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This penal colony of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And back with me, as always, is my also host, the man, the myth, the legend, Winter Trash Monk, the Thizzer.
What's up, everybody? This is Trash Monk the Third. That's Trash Monk I. That's Trash Monk I. I'm coming to you from the trash bunker. I got me a classic Italian sandwich next to me. That it's the Mountain Man's version of the sandwich.
Yo,
there's no fancy gabagool or ghoul. There's no there's salami in it, but there's prosciutto or whatever weird meat that normally comes with it.
So
but not weird, but fancy.
Nah, man. So for the
There's
Mountain Man,
pepperoncinis in it and
okay.
Italian dressing.
Nice, man. Is there moose meat in it?
No, there's no moose meat.
All right, man. It's like
I was concerned about the number of pepperoncinis that the person was adding to it. To the point of, did you literally take the entire bottle of pepperoncinis and go half of this on this side and half of this on the other side?
Nah, man. They took one look at you. Was like, this guy likes his food spicy, and they hooked you up, dude.
Well, I knew I was in red alert zone when the person went, "Is this sandwich even is this sandwich even good? Even any good?"
Wow. Yeah, sometimes when you're at Subway and you just start making this weird sandwich and you could see the sandwich maker questioning your decisions. Yeah. And you're just like,
meatball and tuna. All right.
You sure want to put Southwest sauce on a meatball sub? I'm like, I'm paying for it. It's my money. Make what I want.
This is America.
Right. This is America, first of all. Give me what I want. And they're just like, sure, dime.
Let me choose how I eat this yoga mat.
Yeah, man. That's dumb. Yeah, man. Good food.
It makes me think, because I've heard it about even the McRib, how the same product that the McRib is made out of is found in yoga mats.
Yeah.
I'm like, where are these yoga mats that people can eat? You know what I'm saying?
Dude, they're in the heart of Tibet, Doug. They're in the birthplace, man, the Mecca, Doug.
Yeah.
The heart of Tibet is where the edible yoga mats.
Melange.
The spice melange.
The yoga mat melange.
Yeah, man. Matt is short for Matt T. Damon meat. Matt Damon.
Matt's 8 TIE fighters. Okay. Tai.
Tai TT. Taika Waititi.
Yeah, what are your thoughts about Thai tea?
I like it.
Okay.
I like it with a little boba. Yeah, man.
Okay.
I rocks with it.
You don't need to bring out your API card out here, okay?
Damn.
Boba.
Damn. Do you like boba, man?
I've never had it.
What? We got to get you some boba, my bro.
Actually, that's a lie. I may have had a little bit. They're little balls of juice, right?
No, they're technically, they're kind of they're black tea, but they're made in a certain way where they're this chewable kind of confection inside of your drink.
Yeah.
And it makes you drink it slower. It's kind of funny. You can't just gulp it down. You have to got a boba ball. Got to work on that for a second.
I'm not used to that. I'm used to going.
Me too.
Eating it all.
Me too. Yeah. So
you're saying boba will help me lose weight?
I'm saying Bubba will help you slow down. it's getting all drunk no matter what. But
I eat like a puppy.
Slow down.
You see, I eat like a puppy.
Well, I was from the generation where we called ourselves the clean plate crew. You couldn't,
Only you called yourself the clean plate crew.
Nah, man, we had jackets made and everything. You're not getting out of this table until your food is clean. I know that's horrible to do now, but back in the day.
There's several memories of Little Winter at Chinese buffets, and then my dad going, "It's not a race, son."
Man.
And I was like, "But we're at a buffet."
Dude, I remember one time my dad came home from work and brought me a toy. It was bulletproof from the cartoon Cops. This is probably way before your time.
Okay.
Hashtag Cops is the realest cartoon. Bulletproof was a black sergeant, and he had like a Teflon chest, and he could take bullets. He was kind of like Luke Cage in a weird way. But anyway, my mom made me this weirdly nasty like grilled peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like I just didn't want it. Yeah. And right when I started eating it, my dad came home from work. And he's like, "Hey, Mike, check this out." And I was like, "Yo, I want to play with it now." I was like, "You're not getting enough off that table until you finish this sandwich. You told me you were hungry, and I made it." So I was like, "Oh, I want to play with Bulletproof." She was like, "No, eat sandwich." So I sat at that table for like 7 hours because I did not want to eat the sandwich, just elongating my pain. I'm just sitting there sobbing into a sandwich, and the entire house is dark, and only lights coming from my mom in one corner, and the Bulletproof lit by like the TV screen sitting up. I'm just like, is this purgatory? Is this what purgatory feels like? I'm stuck between heaven, which is bulletproof, and the hell of my mom's wrath if I don't eat this sandwich. I just was stuck, man. I don't remember the outcome of that. I think she just eventually told me to go to bed and I had to open it in the morning. But yeah, I don't know why I told that weird story, but yeah. Sick toy though. Sick toy. It was dope. He had a coat and everything. Oh man, what's your favorite toy growing up?
I don't know. I think it was Legos. It has to be Legos.
You were a Lego guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted so bad to get the so I had the Ninja Legos.
What are those, Ninjagos, Doug?
No, it was before Ninjago.
Before Ninjago, Doug? Yeah.
No, it was but it was like samurai. And then I had the Adventurer this was when I don't know if they still do it, but like you could get little guns for your Legos. I bet they don't do that anymore. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Yeah. But I really wanted the Cavalry versus Native American Lego set.
Guns of Navarone. Yeah, man.
Like there was like I would have done anything. And then I found out there was like a medieval set. They're like, "There's medieval Legos?"
What? Mom. Yeah, man. Had to have, Doug. Had to have. Yeah. I don't know why, but there was a Venom action figure that comes to mind where it came with like a little like compartment of like black goo. You could be able to push it through Venom's chest. It was like really weird. Venom had like a goo compartment in his back, and when you pulled his arm down or something, the black goo would come out of his chest and it would hit Spider-Man or something. I remember,
Spider-Man.
We are Venom. We are goo. And I remember that goo getting all over the house and my mom, driving my mom crazy. Like the toys that would drive your mom crazy because the toy makers didn't care how they were constructed back then. You have like click clacks, which would be like tack, 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 tack. You would just do that all day to the point where they just came up missing one day. Those are the good ones, man. Legos are all over the place. I was never a Lego guy. What I used to do is I used to create bases out of VHS tapes. So my dad had this huge collection of VHS tapes. Maybe like 200-300 tapes back in the day. And for those kids who don't know what VHS is, it's pretty much what preceded DVDs. So you get a movie, you'll record it on a VHS tape. So I would make these grand, giant, 100-room like citadels where my toys would live in. And my dad would get super mad because every time it'll be like 3 a.m, he'll like trip over like a tape base, and there'll be like 400 tapes on the floor. He'll wake me up and make me have to clean them up. Like, what the hell? Wow. All my toys have to go to sleep in the base, though.
I remember, and we can move on.
Yeah, man.
I remember getting like the Green Army Men. Remember those folks?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And my dad was like, "Well, we can make a little boat for them and put them in the creek, and
the creek.
And as the boat's going down the creek, you can throw rocks at it like it's being bombarded."
Yeah.
I'm like, what? And my dad did that.
Next level, dude.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good memories of parents helping you step your imagination game up when it came to your toys, man.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. How was your week, man?
My week was pretty chill, playing some Modern Warfare.
Bang, bang.
Do not be surprised if it's on an upcoming list of things we'll just say. Just because I love it, but then there's issues of the game crashing, issues of how many times are we going to play the same game mode in a session.
Yeah.
And not to go with like the toxic group of people, the type of people that play Modern Warfare. No offense. Yeah.
I'm sure none's taken.
Yeah, they don't even. They don't even listen to this.
Nah, man, just not enough Mountain Dew on this podcast to elicit their activities. Though it's not enough.
But then I also finished the show Justified, though that I took a break from Star Trek to watch.
Justified,
which is pretty much a what you would call it. It's a law show, but it's set in Kentucky. And so they all have accents, and it's a marshal that shoots people. But and then I was talking to my friend about this. Like, he's always justified in the shootings. He never just goes rogue. Well, he does go rogue, but the reasons why the person dies is all justified. He's
justified.
Yeah. They either pulled a gun on him or all that stuff. So it's a good one.
It's a good one. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Justified.
But how was your week?
My week was okay. I've been on a kind of a video game break. Just haven't really been playing much video games. Kind of chilling on those. Been watching a lot of TV. So I'm still watching Watchmen, which remains to be the best. Just the best. It's just good overall writing. Of course, no spoilers, but it's damn good. I've been watching the Crisis of Infinite Earths CW special, which has been going on since Sunday, I think. And that's got me, I kind of have my thoughts on that, in regards to kind of how they're approaching it and how they're trying so hard to shove so much into these episodes that there's not really time to linger on anything. And what they're doing is they're going in and adjusting mythos on shows that have been long gone.
Right.
And it's ruffling people's feathers. You know what I mean? It's like if just to equate this to Star Trek, it's like if in the next generation, well, they actually did this, but if in the next generation there was an episode that went back to, let's say, the Enterprise timeline and changed things, and the fans aren't happy. So, Crisis of Infinite Earths is a DC comic originally that's been adapted to the CW verse, the Cruddy Wilderness verse. And they're taking some liberties with shows that people super ultra love and concepts that people are really passionate about. And they're doing stuff to them. They're pouring hot water on them. And I just think this thing better do something fantastic to turn it around, because I'm not too all up in arms about it. It's fine. I'm being very vague because I don't want spoilers, of course. But spoilers. But I will say that I'm very underwhelmed with it so far. There's been some cool moments, but they don't ever let you linger on them for more than 10 seconds. There's a really cool moment, and it's just like, oh, okay, that split second, just long enough to kind of build me up, Buttercup, you know. So
yeah.
So I'm kind of disenchanted with that, but that's
all the
okay.
mess you around.
The what? All the Joe Pesci?
All the mess but then worst of all, it's Never Gone Baby. Just to let you know. I don't know. I forgot the lyrics.
Yeah, I was like, what? I was like, you talking about Chinatown? Still watching The Mandalorian. This last episode wasn't that great, in my opinion.
It was a fan service episode. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even fan service. It's like
it just seemed a little too modern. You know, I don't know.
Well, not just modern. It
how
felt
weird.
It's like the X-Files would have Monster of the Week episodes.
Yeah, it felt like
it's Bounty of the Week.
Yeah, I didn't know how to feel about that, man. It was okay. It wasn't a bad episode. Like I've had a bad episode, but it's a chink in the armor. I'll say that. Baby Yoda, of course, is Baby Yoda in it up all day, every day.
But you can't rest on that forever, Jack.
You got to move on to the next Baby Yoda.
2 Baby Yodas.
Dos Yodas.
What if they did a thing where it's like, oh, we have another Baby Yoda, but now it's red. So now
you have a Sith Baby Yoda. Dog.
Wait a minute. So
no.
We're striking it rich here.
Just have evil Baby Yoda, dog. Kind of like the Gremlins.
Yeah.
So there's like the Mood Ring Yoda. So it's like Gizmo and Stripe. You know, there's like a little Baby Yoda with like a little Darth Vader mask on him. It's super stupid. That's what's up. That's the last episode. Yeah, but that's been pretty much my week, man. I haven't really watched a lot of.
You want to guess who is the person that kneels down?
Probably some character we haven't seen yet. It's either Carl Weathers. People are saying it's Boba Fett, and I'm telling them to shut up. It's not Boba Fett. Yeah, they need
to relax. I liked how one YouTube commentator talked about how it's probably Gus. I can't remember his name. He was in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like Espinito, I forget his first name.
Gus Espinito.
Yeah. And I know he plays a role in the story, but I don't think it's anybody lore attached. You know what I mean? Because there's no lore attached characters in this so far. So for them to add them now would seem a bit forced. Literally. No pun intended. But yeah, I watched this stupid movie on Netflix called Time Trap. It was ultra dumb.
We're trapped in
time. It's super stupid. Yeah, like don't look it up, man. It's just super burnt out. I was like, I was waiting for something on YouTube to happen, and it wasn't happening, and I just was surfing Netflix. Yeah, fine, and I just put it on. And I was like, this is the dumbest movie I've ever seen.
Before I go back to Star Trek, I want to watch another show. I want to try out. CBS have the show Evil. That's
with what's his face from Luke Cage.
Yeah, Luke Cage is in it.
Coulter, I forget his first name.
No, Luke Cage, but
damn, he's an actor, man. He's no longer Luke Cage. Oh, that's
an actor.
I'm an actor. That's news actually about that whole thing. But carry on.
I just want to watch it.
Tell me if it's good. I heard it's like a mix between like Person of Interest and like The Exorcist. So
and that's perfect, baby.
And that's spot on. You want to do a poll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Or did you want to talk about Star Trek?
No, I don't have anything for Star Trek right now. Just, I believe they talked about making the movie next year or something, or I don't know.
Is this the Quentin Tarantino one? Or it's just
No, that one's like on the back burner right now.
It's just a continuation of the Abrams verse?
Yes.
Oh, yes, interesting. All right, then, let's move from Star Trek to Star Wars with this poll of the week. It is a poll, and it happens during the week. Oh, snap. So, if you haven't heard, we did our last MOTN episode was a special episode where we talked all things Star Wars. It was a Star Wars cast with the mighty Ozzy Austin was on that show. So, check that show out if you haven't yet. But what came from that show... Hate Tor. How you hate on your own product, sir?
I'm not hating on my own product. I'm just giving the American citizens an option.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to watch it, that's fine. But if they don't want to watch it...
I learned from a very intelligent, great podcast Never tell people not to watch the thing that we're doing.
I'm not saying don't watch it.
Never tell them not to do the thing.
I'm not saying don't watch it, but
it's not productive
you know
to
how
what we're trying to do
is.
here. Austin's amazing. He's
a
cherub.
What about this D&D session we got going on? Okay, you know what? Sorry, we need to.
Well, I think we don't want to talk about the D&D session and what you got going on in that episode.
Yeah, we got borderline. Either people are going to read into it like Winter's finally getting to express opinions that he has.
Yeah.
Or
that it's all a show. But I'll let the listeners decide.
Okay. Yeah.
So this poll of the week, I asked the question: who was the most ineffective Jedi in the entire series? Like, it didn't really have any kind of lasting effect on the overall scope of the story.
Right.
And the options were Qui-Gon Jinn, Mace Windu, Anakin Skywalker, or Obi-Wan Kenobi. And we had our first two-way tie. Actually, down to the percentage, we had our first two-way tie. Where Obi-Wan and Anakin had 19% of the votes, but Qui-Gon and Mace Windu had 31% of the votes. I don't think that's happened before. Very interesting.
Not. And everyone, I don't know why people are not voting Mace Windu.
Yeah,
Mr. Windu.
Mr. Windu was kind of what I voted for, because I always vote for this just to kind of get things started. And
yeah, you rigged the system. Yeah.
I rigged the system just with my one vote. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, even Qui-Gon, though he did bad things, he kind of jump-started the whole, empire.
Yeah, without him trying to prove that Anakin Skywalker is the chosen one, type thing.
Things would have went quite differently. Right.
And then Obi-Wan Kenobi, I mean, the name, you gotta watch the series, and if you watch the movies and you don't see how important Obi-Wan Kenobi is, then I don't know
what to tell you. Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I just think it's fascinating that people equate the ineffectiveness of Mace Windu with Qui-Gon, because Qui-Gon jump-started the whole thing.
Right.
And that was kind of a trick question, because I know a lot of people have short memories, and you see the name Qui-Gon.
Short people got short memories.
Hold on. Short people got. Don't make fun of the short. Don't tease them. For their lore to the ground and more effective.
You got a friend in me.
Oh, don't bring Newman into this podcast. He is not needed in these waters. So yeah, it was a split between Jedi. Some light Jedi, some gray Jedi. It's funny, the quote-unquote light Jedi were the ones with the lower vote, and both gray Jedi were the ones that tied up for more uselessness, So it's like, gray Jedis don't get things done, apparently, because they're in the middle. They don't make decisions. I think that's kind of interesting. Ready for some news?
Yeah, let's get on to the news. We're going to listen to some news and we're going to have a good time. Yeah.
Listen to the man. He has a banjo. So, apparently I wink at you. Wink.
Don't wink at me.
Sorry. I crossed the line. Who else is crossing a line is 2K Games revealing that a fourth BioShock is in the works. Do you want another BioShock, Doug? That's not done.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a weird question about this. Do you take it back to Rapture, or do you try to do something different, like with Infinite?
You're gonna have to do something different, I think, because that's what was intended, I believe, for BioShock, where it was gonna be like different worlds. Now, what I would love for the fourth BioShock to do is to show how like they're all connected type thing.
Yeah,
like there's a cohesive storyline between them all.
Man, but Infinite was so wacky, dude. Infinite was crazy. that was a crazy storyline.
Yeah.
I guess it being so crazy, there's plenty of room in all those alternate realities where, you know, those two can play it. Let them, they can be friends, you know, so.
They can be friends.
They can be friends. So, yeah, I would like for them to go back to Rapture on a PS5. You know what I mean? Like with super crazy graphics and water physics and just bring it back to basics, dude. I would like for them to for like an excursion team to go to like the super old, like desolate Rapture with everything super broke down and aged but there's still like splicers still like second, third generation splicers running around.
Okay.
You know, I would like for like for them to like unbury dark secrets and, you know, like cool stuff like that. I think that would be neat on like a crazy engine, you know, like, so that's what would be my hopeful, like you said, something new, but something like remembered. I don't know. Remember, Simba. Remember. So, the big news this week is that PlayStation had their state of play, like the other day. And there's a couple of games that I wanted to point out, of interest. One was Babylon's Fall, which is apparently the next game from Square Enix and Platinum Games. May they never lose their luster. And it looks like kind of a standard Platinum game fare. Like if you played a Platinum game, you know what to expect. You know, it's definitely, they made Bayonetta, Beautiful Joe, Near Automata, or Near Automata. You need to get on point with good games, sir. They also made Astral Chain, which I need to play. But did you get a chance to watch this trailer?
No. I thought. I mean, later on, there's other trailers I saw that we'll talk about later. But
so what I'll say is that it's kind of like a fantasy, like a fantasy character action game.
Yeah.
Where people are automatically going to say, "Oh, it looks like Dark Souls," but the gameplay is way too fast to be a Dark Souls game. It looks way more forgiving and loose and frantic. So it looks pretty good. There's some weird kind of coloring that they have going on with it. Some like After Effects. It looks neat. So hopefully it runs good. You know, hopefully it's on the next gen. Because my brain is on PS5 right now. I'm like, PS4 is done. They also showed more info about Predator Hunting Ground, which looks really cool. Which is kind of like a Dead by Daylight Friday the 13th game, but with the Predator. So I guess there's 4 commandos or 5 commandos that are running around, and then one player gets to be the Predator. And
like Friday the 13th, the video game.
Just like, yeah, that's just, you know, Dead by Daylight, those kind of games.
Yeah.
Evolve, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of neat.
All of those are successful-ish.
Kind of. Friday the 13th did very well. People are still playing Dead by Daylight to this day. Evolve, not so much, you know?
Yes.
But, I mean, what property would you like to see be done in this fashion? Where it's the 4 or 5 player versus the one overpowered player.
The problem is that they need to. I think the reason why Dead by Daylight has survived so long is because the monsters or the killers that you play have such unique play styles. Correct? Mm-hmm. So what they need to do is they need to bury the hatchet in different companies and go, we're going to create one video game where it has Jason, it has Michael, it has the guy Texas Chainsaw Massacre, okay? And each character has such like unique play styles. Like I would even put the effort into it to make it like the visuals on the screen look different for each character.
Mm-hmm.
And so you would have like a 80s monster madness type thing where each map is different. That was another thing. Repetitiveness in each game is a little. I didn't like that part. But I would like to see something like that where it combines all the favorite monsters of the past. And then you could do and then here's where the money comes in for the company. you go, okay, for an extra $5, you can play Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Yeah, why not?
And now it's a black and white map.
That'd be dope. Like, switch it up. Like you said, like, each villain or monster brings with it his own art style.
Right.
You know?
That would be sweet.
See, I'm thinking more comic booky.
Yeah.
I want a Justice League game where you play as the villains trying to do a heist, and the one person plays as a hero. And you have to stop the villains or the villains get away. I want it so it's like, you play, there's a mastermind, there's a heavy, there's a sneak person, and you have to formulate this plan to rob a bank, but the one player character gets to pick what superhero they want to be to stop you. So they could be Superman, Batman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, and you have to accommodate your plan based upon what hero you're fighting. And if, you know, the hero stops you, of course they save the day, but there's a chance where you can avoid the hero and kind of escape. Or you can even do it backwards, where you're a bunch of cops and you can play as a villain like the Joker or you know, Lex Luthor or Two-Face, and you have to kind of figure out how to stop the Joker or capture the Joker. You know what I mean? Like, I would love something that weird where it's like, oh crap, we gotta face the Flash. What does that mean? You know, like, that would be kind of neat.
Yeah, I like it.
And it's like, you know, like each hero has his own environment. So it's like Superman would be like trying to rob like the Daily Planet, and Batman would be like you're trying to do a bank heist in Gotham City at night. You know what I mean? So it changes the time and atmosphere, and you know, it'd be kind of neat. I think that'd be kind of cool. And each hero has their own strengths and weaknesses. You know, like, I think that would be. I would love to play an isometric game like that, where it's like, oh crap. Right. He picked Hawkman. One of us is going to die. You know? So, Hawkman kills. And the last thing that looked interesting was Resident Evil 3 was officially
remastered.
Remake. The remake. These things are made from complete scratch. Well, not complete scratch, because it's kind of going off the back of Resident Evil 2 remake. Mm-hmm. RE2. But you're playing as Jill Valentine during the events of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, and it looks super good. It looks like more of RE2 remake, which is one of my favorite games of the year. But like you said, we'll talk about that on a different episode. But yeah, and also that they have this kind of multiplayer Resident Evil that's gonna be built into Resident Evil 3. So it's that game that we all thought was a separate game actually is going to come with this game for free, which is kind of neat.
What game?
It's called RE Resistance. Project Resistance.
Yeah, I know it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know Daddy-o.
Yep, and for those who don't, it's kind of another isometric game, kind of, right? So you play as these 4 people trying to escape Raccoon City, but the one player character is a mastermind, and they get to lay traps and strategically put zombies and lickers, and they get to control the nemesis. And it's like you kind of fall into their jigsaw level trap, and everybody has to work together to escape. So I think them combining that, because they could have easily just split that up and said $60, and that would have sucked, right? But them combining the two, is super cool, and that's one thing I'm definitely going to want to purchase, because I loved RE2 remake so much, and I want more of that. Just put it into my veins. Yeah, man. So, did you play a lot of RE ever? Resident Evil?
Yeah, I remember playing Resident Evil 5.
That was a good one, actually.
Uh-huh.
I like Resident Evil 5.
And that started me off the trail of playing them all. I remember when which one was it that you got to play like multiple different characters?
That's 6, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I spent I bought the $99 version, and it came with every Resident Evil that came out before it.
Yeah.
So, and I said, I'm gonna play through the entire series.
Well, the problem is you probably started with 6. That was a bad game.
No. I told myself that I was not going to play 6 until I played 1.
Oh,
like, okay, here we go.
Oh, that sucks.
Boring. So then I'm like,
did it come with the OG PlayStation one, or did it give you a remake one?
I believe it gave me the remake one.
The GameCube one?
Possibly.
You fell asleep on that? That game is amazing.
Yeah, but you're talking to a guy that plays Modern Warfare, so what do you want?
Hey, man, I can't knock your tastes, my man.
Well, you can try.
I can try, but then I would fail, and I'm not in this game to lose.
Yeah.
Refuse to lose. There's a ton of movie trailers that happened to pop up over this past week. You want to fly through these?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Daddy-o.
Okay,
speaking of trailing off, did you watch this Black Widow trailer?
I want nothing to do with Black Widow.
Damn. Is she too provocative for you, my man? Is she too avant-garde? Is she too espionage?
No, I've never been a fan of Black Widow.
Yeah, fair enough. Are you a fan of the ScarJo?
Yeah. I thought her Ghost in the Shell was fantastic.
Yeah, man, you get to watch it again, but Marvel form this time.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I think it was Lucy that I liked.
Lucy is crazy. Yeah. But yeah, this trailer is okay. Everyone's clowning the Taskmaster design because his mask looks dumb, to which it does. But I don't know, Black Widow. I wish it was, and I said this online of like my opinion on it. I wish it was more Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy than Spy Kids, if that makes any sense. I wish it was really just a slow burn spy espionage drama, but Marvel's never going to do that. You know, whereas it actually deals with espionage. You know, like a true spy film, but you know, it just you know that's not going to happen when she's swimming through she's flying through debris. You know what I mean?
The only way they would allow that to happen is that if Black Widow finds a kid to be a partner.
And, like Leon the Professional.
Yeah.
That would be sick. It's not unprecedented.
The PG version of Leon the Professional.
Jeez, right. Speaking of PG versions, did you watch this Ghostbusters-Afterlife trailer?
I did.
What did you think?
I am ready for it.
I'm a fan, man. I'm curious. I would say I'm curious to see how they handle this. Man.
Well, they're doing it right, which is like bringing the cast back, and while also passing the torch, kind of.
Yeah.
Connecting, explaining why one of them is dead, type thing. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it feels more
buttons, Jerry.
It feels like more of a slow burn, like it's not so in your face.
Yeah,
which I think was a big problem for the remake. It was just way too bombastic. Where the first Ghostbusters was so was so slow. If you think about it, the comedy was dry. It was you saw Ghost once or twice, but it was it was great.
Now I want you to be careful.
It was great. It's one of my favorite.
Okay,
it's one of my favorite comedies of all time. Okay. It's one of those movies that I will say it's a perfect movie. It's one of those 5 movies that is like there's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect from head to toe. And the problem with that is that it's lightning in a bottle because they never could redo it again. Even Ghostbusters 2 is not as good as Ghostbusters 1.
Right.
So
it's hard to even put them in the same category. Like,
isn't it right? Like, it's kind of weird, right? Like,
again, it to me, it's the thing that a lot of series go in. Like, there wasn't a lot of people rooting for Ghostbusters to work, and then it worked. So every eye
too good. You know?
So every eye's like, okay, let's get this going. Like, I heard like Dan Harmon talk about it in Harmontown on YouTube about Santa Claus with Tim Allen, about how it was not they did not have a good budget for the first one, and then the second one after the first one was a success, was like all eyes were on Santa Claus 2.
Yeah.
So
it's problematic.
Yeah.
It's the Hollywood problem where the magic of the first film in its isolated space now has a spotlight on it.
Yeah, I mean, Hollywood has other problems right now.
Has huge problems, but this is one of the many problems. And sometimes it works reverse, where you have the James Cameron effect, where it's like, yeah, T2 is way better than Terminator 1. You know, where it's like, what? How does that work? But then again, it goes back to what's better, Alien or Aliens, and that's a huge fight. Nevertheless, I'm excited for Ghostbusters simply because it gives them another reason to bring back ecto coolers, which is my favorite high C drink of all time. So I'm fully expecting a new run of ecto cooler. I'm gonna probably buy like $400 worth of it, and just so I can have them forever. Because God knows when the next Ghostbusters movie is gonna come out, and I need to be prepared.
Something strange.
Speaking of something strange, did you watch the Wonder Woman trailer?
Yeah. Don't quite know what's going on with it, but
it's 1984, man.
1984.
I don't know. I don't know what to take. I don't know what to make of it. I really don't. It's kind of there's cool visuals. Wonder Woman literally swinging from lightning, her wearing her Kingdom Come gold eagle armor, just cool visuals. But I have no idea, and it's going to be a movie, and Patty Jenkins is behind the helm again. It's going to be a film on celluloid, but I don't know if it's going to be a good film on celluloid, because Wonder Woman 1 had a lot of good faith behind it, and it was a good movie too. But the sequels are hard, man. It's hard to follow things up, right? And I'm just hoping that Cheetah is a good villain. Hopefully they do her justice, because she's a cool villain in the comics. Yeah. But we'll see. I'm just hoping that with Wonder Woman 1984 and with the recently announced that Shazam 2 is just recently announced, and of course the Batman. I just hope there's a weird kind of resurgence in DC films. So I don't know. Fingers crossed. Did you watch? Release the Snyder Cut hashtag?
I didn't say.
I heard you tried to sneak in, you infidel. You sullered. You sullerton. How dare you? Hashtag release the Snyder Cut. Did you watch the teaser for The Boys season 2?
Tell me about it.
It's very jumbled. I don't know. You got to start watching these trailers, my man, so we can talk about it.
I'm too busy eating these pretzels. I like these pretzels. Have you ever gotten pretzels from the Snyder Company?
The ones that's supposed to release the Snyder Cut, a Snyder Cut of pretzels.
Or maybe they're Ryder pretzels. I don't remember what they're called.
There's these Snyder pretzel bites that are flavored. And
yeah, I just like how they're cut,
Do
I get back to your good graces?
No, unless you send me a box of them, you're out of the graces of.
Well, give me your address, and we'll see what happens.
See what you send me. Are you gonna send me the American Challenge?
No, we're not talking about that.
Shout outs to Ozzy Austin. All right, I'll skip The Boys season 2. It looks interesting. It looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
What I want to close the episode on is this Tom Holland story that's kind of out of control.
Okay.
So my man Tom Holland was going through it on the weekend of D23 this year. D23, which is the Disney's version of kind of Comic-Con, where they do their own stuff. They have their own announcements. That's where they announced all of this Disney Plus stuff. They announced all the slate of Marvel movies. And Tom Holland had a pretty bad weekend that weekend, because this was all during the cusp of Spider-Man being kind of relinquished back to Sony. The deal this is the time of year where they had to renegotiate the deal between Marvel and Sony to use Spider-Man in their Marvel films. And things weren't looking good for old Webhead. He was going to be stuck back with Sony. So apparently, the whole weekend, Tom Holland couldn't hang out with any of the Marvel people. He was contractually no, you can't take photos with them. You can't chill with anybody who's here that's Marvel affiliated. You got to stay over there. Don't take pictures. Don't go outside.
Right.
But he was but I flew out of here from England. Why can't I be with my friend? No, but you know what's going on. We have to keep our lines. We have to stay strong. So he got apparently he got super drunk and called Bob Iger and Kevin Feige and pretty much called them drunk, crying, like, please don't take Spider-Man away from the MCU. Please.
Don't take Spider-Man away.
Please. Don't do it, please. Bob Iger's like, it's 3 a.m. He's like, Tom Holland's like, whatever you make, I don't care what you have to do, just make it work, please. I don't want to do a movie with Tom Hardy. Right. I don't want to be stuck with Sony. They don't know what they're doing. Please, just don't make me go back, man. Don't make me go over there. It's warm here. You guys have punch and pie. And I just think, I don't know. It worked, apparently, because they figured that stuff out. And we're in a world now where Spidey's back with the MCU. But back,
baby.
But is that a tactic? I guess that's a tactic now, right? Like,
I mean,
it's a tactic, dude.
It's less of a tactic, more of working with what you've been given.
Yeah. If you got the phone number to the man and you're feeling a certain kind of way, what's it gonna hurt?
Yeah. I mean, you could never be cast for any other Disney
ever again if you rub this man the wrong way.
Yeah.
But apparently he was genuine and he said all the right things. Because being drunk, that could have went very south. And it could have ruined that young man's career if he would have said some wild stuff.
I want Spider-Man to be...
I want him to be naked in the next movie. I want Spider-Man naked.
Mm-hmm. I want him to fight a scorpion.
And I want him to fight an actual baby scorpion. I want him to step on it. Then he gets stung like, ugh. But no, man, that's kind of nutty. Like, he did that, and everything worked out just fine. Like, that's so 50. That could have really went 50-50, man. Like, Bob Iger could have been like, block this man's number, and I never want to see his face again. It could have just went like that so easy. And then he would have been on the Sci-Fi Channel doing Bug Boy, starring Billy Zane or something. But yeah, that's kind of funny and kind of endearing. And kind of sad at the same time. Like, he was so shook by that weekend. It's like, nah, this can't be. Not like this.
This will not stand.
Not like this. And he had to do what he had to do, man. To keep good old Webhead in the MCU, man.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
And I don't. And it's funny, you can kind of tell with Marvel, like, they're not doubling down on Spider-Man. There's not a lot of Spider-Man content that's been announced for Disney Plus.
Right.
The third movie hasn't even been announced yet. So you can tell that they were really like, yeah, Spider-Man's done. We're kind of good on that.
What they need to do is take a lesson from DC and make Spider-Man gritty.
Oh, yeah, that's all we need is a gritty Spider-Man.
Yeah. I don't know if the spider has more legs or I hate myself. I hurt myself today.
I was a spider who dreamt he was a man, but now the dream is over.
Oh, that's actually a great line.
That's from another movie.
No.
That's from another movie. Do you know which movie that's from?
Eight-Legged Freaks? I don't know.
Awesome. That was from The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh.
He was like, I was a fly who dreamt he was a man, but now the dream is over, and the fly is awake.
Yeah, no one's going to call him at it. Do it.
Put it in the next one. He could become Man Spider, which is a comic thing that's dumb. But yeah.
Wait a minute. That's the comic?
Yeah, there's a part where Spider-Man's mutation continues and he becomes a giant mutated spider with like 8 arms and a mandible. And
Forgot I asked. Sorry. Forget I asked.
You have to understand, Marvel is stupid. Captain America was a werewolf at one point.
Yeah. Can we go back to Star Wars for a minute?
No. Well, technically, yeah, Disney saw...
because we're talking about Marvel Comics.
We can always talk about Marvel Comics with Mike G in the Masters of the Nerdiverse.
Because this is the thing. I'm trying to get in... I want to get Star Wars comics. But I don't know where to start.
Start with the new stuff.
But that doesn't start till next...
No, get Darth Vader #1.
Okay, but that's finished. That storyline's finished.
That's good. Okay. It's an isolated storyline, gets you a taste of the comics.
But is it canon? Is it canon?
Yes, all the new Marvel stuff is canon.
Okay.
All the new Marvel stuff's canon. So,
but what new? See, what new are we talking about?
There's an actual just Star Wars book that came out a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
There is also a book that's centered on the wife of Han Solo. That's supposed to be really, really good.
The wife of Han Solo.
Yeah, interesting, right?
Princess Leia.
Nah, man, before Princess Leia. And there's also the Darth Vader book, which is really, really good. I highly recommend
Right.
That because it talks about what happens between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, like how Darth Vader
it
becomes...
looks good. Yeah.
Yeah,
The thing that I'm trying to avoid is I want to read all the stuff that's canon. So I'll have to pick your brain on it. And if you have any references, MOTN Nerdiverse of comic books I should read, as well as shows that I should read, send them to Trash Monk the Third.
Send them to Trash Monk the Third. Trash Monk. On that note, man, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to. I got the show Evil ready to watch after we're done with this, and I'm gonna try. Yeah, I'm gonna try working on some other stuff before going to bed, and the goal is to work my butt off for the next 2 weeks, so that I can have a week off from work.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm kind of trying not to think about my day, my 9 to 5, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to more Mandalorian. Looking forward to the final episode of Watchmen, which airs this weekend. Yeah. And
then I'll get the HBO free trial, and then I'll watch all of Watchmen.
Watch it, just in a weekend. Just clear it out. And then we can finally talk about it.
Yes.
So I've been itching to talk about it with someone, because it's crazy. And also hoping that the Crisis of Infinite Earths turns itself around. There's still no video games I want to play. I'm kind of want to play Death Stranding, but I already know the ending and all that crazy stuff. So I would just want to play it for the gameplay wise. But I'm just gonna wait. I'm trying to wait for some good. Yeah, I spoiled myself on it. But
I spoiled myself
today to see if I still care. But yeah, no video games right now, man. There's nothing that's calling my name. So yeah. Do you have any last thoughts before we close this bad boy out?
Check me out on all social media. Trash Monk the Third. That's all.
Do it. Do it.
Execute order. Do it.
Execute order. Trash Monk Third. Also, check us out on our social media as well. That's Twitter. That's @mnerdiverse. That's our Patreon. Patreon.com/MOTN. That's our website, masternerdiversecast.com, where you can see an archive of all of our episodes from the very first episode to this episode here. You can also follow us on our social media, like I said, and be part of the community. Have conversations with us. Ask us questions. Give us suggestions on future top 10s, reviews, reads for that matter. Review a good comic that me and Winter can tear down and then talk about. We have a new MOTN Reads actually coming out this Friday, this upcoming next episode. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And just please like, comment, and subscribe. Help the channel grow. I've, of course, been your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Trash Monk the Third.
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond.